right, welcome back everybody to Rejects and Friends 2022. It's still 2022. My name is Orcrist, and I'm here today to introduce Nimbus125, who's going to be running the Minish Cap Randomizer. Excuse me, it's still early. If you're in North America, please make sure you get cozy, get your hot coffee or tea ready to enjoy this thing, because it's going to be quite the wild ride. Just a reminder to people that we have a raffle coming up for a painting drawn by our very good friend Chickadee. So if you want to enter that, make sure to type the appropriate commands in chat and join the raffle. And without much further ado, we're going to hand it off to Nimbus and let them take it away.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, so today we'll be doing Minish Cap Randomizer, and for co-coms I have Myth. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Myth. I also run this game. So you're going to be doing a max settings Minish Cap Randomizer, and that's going to be quite a lot. So we'll get explained once we get going, but are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. We're good. Okay, I'll count us off then, starting on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Right, so with the Minish Cap Randomizer, we have gutted out all of the story elements and all of the link, and we just get chucked straight in. Nimbus is going to be picking up a couple of items there in the Smith's house, and those are just the items that you would collect during the intro section of the game, but now we're effectively just into the open world and can go wherever we want. One of the settings we have on is called Open Fusions, and what that does is, in this game, there was this side quest mechanic called Kinstone Fusions, where you collect these stones and you go up to NPCs and you fuse with them, and it makes these cool random effects happen in the overworld. And in the randomizer, we have that all activated from the very start of the game. So he just went through a portal there, and it's taken him to the top of the clouds, which is normally somewhere you get much later on in the game. But it's right by Link's house, so we go and check it very early on. So the first item we got here is the cane. That's going to be a little bit useful in town to be able to flip over some pots and be able to turn Minish, because this is the Minish Cap, and the whole gimmick of this game is that Link can turn small and go inside small crevices and reach areas that you wouldn't normally be able to reach. At the start of this, we're just going to be checking out a bunch of the overworld locations. Especially in town. Town's got a lot of stuff that we can get right at the beginning of the game.
Yeah. Especially with the cane, that opens up quite a few things in town.
What we're really looking for is something to be able to cut down trees. Either a lantern to burn them, bombs to blow them up, or a sword to cut them down. And then we are going to be able to go to what's known as Link's Puddle Cave. So another one of the settings we have on is called Rupee Mania, where every freestanding rupee that is permanently collectible, as in like you collect it once and you save the game and it's gone forever and you never come back and collect it again. All of these are randomized item locations. There are these puddle caves in the game where there are 15 items just on the floor. And
yes,
we really want to go there as quickly as possible.
They're very fun caves, I promise. You just see like 15 random items all in the same spot.
While we make
Also, the other thing that we're seeing Nimbus collect is...
Whoops.
Did you?
I did not.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, there you go. There's your spin attack. That's quite important. Another thing that is on in the settings is figurine hunt. So if you've ever played any other Zelda Rando, you've probably done Triforce Hunt, where you need to collect a certain amount of Triforce pieces to be able to beat the game. And that is exactly what figurine hunt is for Minish Cap. We need to collect all 136 of them, and there's a little counter in the bottom left of the screen so that we can see exactly how far through the figurine progression we are. because we need to collect all 136 figurines, we're going to effectively 100% this seed.
Yes, we need a lot of items. I did actually count out of curiosity, and the bare minimum we need is 184 different items to beat the seed.
Yes. I think there's something like 400 item locations with all of these settings turned on. In the mid 400s.
Yeah. I think it's 490 something actually, but
oh damn,
I forget. There's a lot regardless. So we'll be getting about every 1 in 3, every 2 checks will be something we need. So we'll pretty much constantly be picking up useful items throughout the run.
Yeah, going to be checking out the school nice and early. This is hard locked by the cane because you need the cane to go over that pot. So you only really see this as once you get the cane. And there we find our first key. So we also have key sanity on, so keys for dungeons can be found anywhere in the game, not just in the dungeon that they're located in. Which hopefully won't result in a lot of backtracking, because some dungeons require a lot of small keys. So you could have to dip a dungeon, get some of the items, but not have enough keys to full clear and leave and have to come back later.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to explain that little warp I just did there? Or
Right. So one of the quality of life improvements that we added for the randomizer is this thing called Quick Warp, which basically does it has exactly the same effect as doing a save and quit, but instead of having to, reset the game and go load up your file, it just does it instantly, and it puts you back to wherever a save and quit would. And where save and quits put you in this game is the last major area entrance that has text at the top of the screen. So when you enter town or Hyrule Field or something, it has in big text at the top of the screen the area that you just entered. When you see that, that's where your quick warp is going to be set. And that's going to be quite useful for the rest of the randomizer. A lot of the top racers in the Minish Cap randomizer spend a lot of their time thinking about how they're optimizing where they're setting their quick warp location to minimize the amount of backtracking they need to do.
Yeah, so you'll see me peek into an area location, then walk back out, and whenever I do that, that's moving my quick warp location to that other area.
Do we have a quick moment for a donation?
Yes. Go ahead.
$10 from Safari Nation saying, "Good luck, Nimbus. Good luck minishing those caps." And thank you so much.
Thank you. I think I'm already last locationing, so that's fun.
Yeah. Is it Karlov?
It is Karlov, yeah.
Oh, okay, chat. What do we think we're going to find over here?
I'm betting sword, but... No, it's flippers.
There we go.
That
flippers
works.
Also work.
Yes.
Flippers obviously lets us swim. So, one of the other settings that we have turned on is called obscure locations. And this is just a catch-all term for things that we think are really obscure. So these are items that are hidden inside of pots. There's a bomb bag, which is very nice.
Yes.
So obscure locations are items that are hidden inside of pots, in set digging spots in the ground, and underwater items. So you really need to know where these are in advance before you do that. Oh no, you put the bomb on the stairs.
Layer things. It's okay.
So when you see Nimbus use the bombs, most of the time they're going to be trying to do this technique called a roll lift. If you roll one frame after placing a bomb, the bomb bobs up in the air, and one of the effects that happens with that is that the fuse timer on it is reduced by about a second. There's some glitch involved with not loading the fuse timer correctly, but basically it lets comics load faster. So we want to do that. And this is Link's Puddle Cave.
Yeah,
and that is a lot of items. So we got our first sword and a lantern and a bottle. And a bunch of keys.
Figure. Yes. Yeah, so now we're gonna make our way over to Minish Woods next. We do have Krenel open, but I'm hoping we can find Grip Ring before going there. Minish Woods is like it's like the first major area you go to. And once you get bombs, you can generally go backwards through it pretty quickly. And get quite a few items from it.
Yeah, there's a section at the very back of Minish Woods where you either need to have beaten the dungeon to gain access to, or you need bombs so you can blow up the blocks that are blocking the entrance. Oh, there's our second sword.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
In this game, we need to collect every single one of the swords. There are going to be 5 swords in the game, and they're coloured through. So the Smith Sword's just a regular sword. It just functions like a regular sword. The green sword as well, it's just like a normal sword, but it's just a little bit stronger. Things are going to get interesting when we get the red sword, which is going to be the next sword we collect. Because we've got the spin attack, we can charge up our a spin attack and stand on the special clone pads and create clones. And as we get more swords after the red sword, it increases the number of clones we'll be able to create. And that's very important for being able to access certain areas of the world. There are big blocks that we need to push with multiple versions of ourselves, and we need to have clones to be able to push these blocks and get to later areas.
Yeah, so earlier we mentioned Quick Warp. Here again, I'm entering Minish Village for just like a second to move my Quick Warp over there. So that way I can do these caves, then when I'm done, Quick Warp back out and be right at Minish Village, instead of needing to walk all the way over there again. There's gonna be a lot of things like that. Now, I do have 2 Deepwood keys and bombs, so I could actually go into Deepwood, and flippers.
Yeah,
so
the item you really want before you go into Deepwood is the Gust Jar.
Oh my god.
Though without having the boss key to be able to get to the boss, it's not super vital to do it. And also, this room absolutely sucks if you don't have the cape to just jump across. And also the boots, because the boots let you move on ice much more consistently than sliding around.
Yeah, so running theme in this game is that ice physics are very annoying.
Yes. One of the dungeons we'll see is a combination ice and water dungeon, which is, yeah, it's not fun.
Yes. It also has the best boss in the game, too, for good measure.
Yes.
Yeah, I think actually, I'll just swim into Deepwood, I think. Let's check.
Do we have a moment for another couple of donations?
Sure.
All right, hopefully you guys can hear me a little bit better. We boosted the volume. We have $10 from Arju saying, good luck, Nimbus. Hope this seed rocks. Is Eslo okay, though? He looks a little sick. And Comics also saying, giving a donation of $10 and with no comment. Thanks, Comics.
Yeah, Eslo will be fine, probably. Just a little purple today.
Probably.
anyone who's used to playing the vanilla game will know how annoying Eslo is as one of the follower, like the guide NPCs that you have in a Zelda game. He interrupts you every 5 seconds to tell you, like, he just spoils the solutions to puzzles and just tells you what to do. So,
Yes.
luckily in the rando, we have removed all of the triggers and all of the text boxes that he tells you, so he's much more tolerable in this.
Yes, this dungeon in particular, there are so many Islo triggers every, like, 5 steps. Oh my god. Thank you.
I see everyone in chat is calling me out, and I won't have it. Okay, I've run this game enough to get annoyed at all of these text boxes.
Yeah, here in the vanilla game, you're supposed to use the gust jar to blow away all of this dust, but you can actually use bombs to blow it up for some reason.
Also, you're supposed to hit the switches to be able to activate these lanterns.
Yes.
You're not supposed to have the flame lantern yet, and you can just skip some of these puzzles by just lighting the thing on fire.
Mm-hmm. Saves like a second or two of statue pushing. Don't hit
Yeah,
me,
you
please.
you don't always have to
Thank
come
you.
to Deepwood first. Deepwood is the first dungeon in the game, and you're very much doing it in a traditional way. Like, this is very much like a vanilla playthrough of Deepwood Shrine. You go this exact way. If you come later on in the game and you have the cape and the gust jar and everything, you can kind of skip a lot of stuff and head to different spots.
Yeah. For me, because we had everything, basically everything except the gust jar, I was like, okay, it does kind of look like it wants me to go to Deepwood, I felt. But, we'll see. We can at least do almost the whole dungeon. Aside from the boss, there's only one thing we can't check.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Actually, I do want bombs. And yes, as you just saw, I did roll through an enemy. In this game, rolls have iframes on them. So with good placement like that, you can just roll through enemies that are in your way, instead of having to, like, kill them or get hit or something.
Yes, that is right. This game did inspire Dark Souls.
Yeah.
So this game is pretty special because it's not developed by Nintendo. It was developed by Capcom. Capcom made 2 of the Zelda games. They made Minish Cap, and prior to Minish Cap, they had made the Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons games. They both came out on Game Boy consoles that were just being phased out because the new console was coming in. So the Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons, they came out on the Game Boy Color just as the Game Boy Advance was coming out. And for Minish Cap, this came out in North America after the DS had already come out. But in Japan and Europe, it came out just before the DS came out. There's quite a few items and original things in this game that were never seen before in the Zelda franchise and then became staples of it. So, for example, we talked about the Gust Jar. It was never in any Zelda game before, and then it came back in Skyward Sword and the Gust Bellows. And also the mole mitts in this game, which we'll hopefully find at some point, will... they again, also came back in Skyward Sword as the Magma Myths.
Okay. That's a heart. No, it's not a heart piece. Usually you find a lot more heart pieces than that, than how many we found.
Yeah, you're only on 4 hearts?
Yeah. It's okay. We didn't find anything immediately useful on Deepwood, but lots of keys and figurines, so...
Yeah, if you do walk into the webs there, you do bonk off of them.
You like bounce, kind of.
Having the lantern is super useful though, because it lets you burn the webs. There's 2 things that get rid of the webs. Either you can use the gust jar to blow them away, or suck them up, and the lantern burns them away.
I'm just gonna grab a fairy reel. That's not a fairy cave. I thought it was.
Yeah, that's a scrub seller. He sells kinstones.
You can see how many times we go into those caves normally.
Does this fairy heal you? I don't think it does, right?
I don't think great fairies heal you, no.
No. All I know with this fairy is that they ask you to give all of your money, and it's like, oh, you're so generous. You don't need to give any of the money. Here's the thing: you can't get the item if you have 0 rupees. And it has been the case where there was a cane in the shop for like 300, and I bought the cane for 300, and then it was like, what's the first thing I can do? Well, I guess this is in logic now. So you go to that, and then you just can't get the item because you just spent all of your money.
Yes, I remember that. That was a very fun moment. There's a heart. Oh, not yet.
So yeah, here we're going to check out Half Ledge. Need to use the lantern to light these torches, and then we can get to the chest that's on the balcony.
Yeah, generally the way you route town in this rando is, because you visit it so many times, each time you visit town you'll do like 1 or 2 quick checks that are on the way, and then just leave again and do the slower checks later.
Yeah, town's like this big hub that if you're going to another area in the overworld, you're just going to be passing through town. Oh, hello. Okay, that's big.
That changes things.
Yeah, so there is our red sword. That is the first sword that lets us create clones. And that immediately opens Western Woods. And Western Woods is the most item-dense location in the entire game. So we're just going to be rushing directly there right now.
Yes. We'll do a few things in Trilby because they're right here, but right after that. Yes, there's like, what, 40 items, I think?
It's about 40, yeah. You don't have the mitts yet, so there are a couple of dig spots that you can't do, but...
And we don't have access to caster wilds, unfortunately, but...
Yeah.
You will need either the boots or the cape to get access to caster, so hopefully Western Woods has one of those two. That is the last book.
Yeah, I was going to say you were already on 2 books, right? Yeah, so that's 3 books. That's the library quest we can go and do. But we can't get into the library yet because we need the ocarina. There's a guy standing in front of the library and he doesn't move until you get the ocarina. But as soon as we get the ocarina, we can go into the library and then we can hand in all of the books and we can get the item from Yalari, the library Minish.
Ooh.
Ooh, Swamp Kinstone.
DHC big key, that's very nice. That can be literally any location in the game, and it's required, so having it be somewhere just really nice like that is always nice to see.
So that is the Trilby puddle cave. And there's a lot of items in there, but we haven't seen the room with the most items yet. We'll be getting there in a second.
We're not even done yet. Like, there's still more.
Are you going to be skipping Percy?
Okay, so this guy called Percy, he's always junk, but I'll check him just to show you why you should always skip Percy, right? Like, you should not be doing this. This is a demonstration of what not to do. Right, like we have one model, we don't need a second one. We don't need to go to DHC.
That was required.
We don't need to finish DHC, we can just quit playing if we want, right? So we don't need to go there. Just skip Percy.
It would have been so funny if you left that for last location.
Yeah. I'm tempted to. I didn't want to... Probably... I guess it wouldn't have been too bad. Estimate-wise.
So this is the Western Woods Beanstalk, and this has 16 items. There's 15 items on the floor in a chest. And this is the room with the most items in the game.
Already at 7 scrolls, too. So once you have 7 scrolls, you can go do a dojo in Caster Wilds to get a check, but again, we can't go to Caster Wilds yet, so... This is the wrong side down. Once we get Caster Wilds, we can go there and get an extra check. Oh, we did get Lon Key at some point. That does give us lake access, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Normally the Lon Key is one of those useless items where it doesn't really come into play. But, yeah, we don't have... The other items that would make the Lon Key useless would be the mitts, the ocarina, or the cape, and we just haven't found them.
Right. I think I'll probably go Krenel before Lake, though. What I really want is I want the Droplets Big Key. Because basically the entire dungeon is locked behind the Big Key. And there's a million items in Droplets.
So here's Kaku game.
Where are you going? Yes, everyone loves Kakos. You should always do it immediately.
Yeah, do it as early as possible, is my suggestion. So you have like 50 seconds on the clock to do it, but Nimbus should be doing it with at least 10 seconds left.
Oh, you say that.
Yeah. The golden cuckoos are awkward to control because they hop out of your hand, whereas the white cuckoo just stays in your hand. When the white cuckoos are scared, they stay running away from you almost forever. And the golden ones, they only move a short distance before they forget about you and then start wandering around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you saw me earlier, I dropped a save. While quick warping does let you move around, save scums are still kind of useful. For example, here, save scumming the chest animation is faster than watching the wake up animation.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And we don't need that.
Which compass was it?
I think DHC? Yes, DHC.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was Chateau, so...
Oh, yeah. Also, we do have... One of the gimmicks we have turned on is random language. So every time text appears on the screen, it randomly selects which language it displays the text as. Mm-hmm. We are playing on the European version, so it has all of the European languages. English, French, German, Italian, and Spanish.
Yeah.
Is Spanish? Yeah.
Yeah, here we're just going to be going through most of Mount Crendel. Eventually we'll end up in Cave of Flames, but it'll take a bit. Because unfortunately, since we don't have the grip ring, we do have to go do this whole green bean section. Grab the hot spring water, or the Mountain Dew, as we call it.
Yeah, the grip ring just lets us climb up the climbable walls, but without that, we need to have vines to climb up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're collecting Mountain Dew.
Yeah, blue beans like water, green beans like Mountain Dew. That's how it works. That is not enough bombs.
Is this game built on the Link to the Past engine? No, it is a custom build.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's its own engine, I think.
Yeah. Was the GBA port of Link to the Past? I know it has some similarities in decomp. Right?
Yeah, the Link to the Past port for I don't know too much about the Link to the Past port on the GBA, but I believe that's closer to A Link to the Past than Minish Cap. Yeah, Minish Cap was just a further development of the Four Swords standalone game, the GBA.
While we clear out all these caves, we have a quick moment for some announcements.
Cool.
Sure.
So just a reminder to everybody, at the end of this run, which is going to be about 3 hours or so, we have a raffle that we'll be finishing.
So normally in a playthrough of this game, you'd have the Gust Jar at this point. So you'd use the Gust Jar to blow away all of this hot ash to reveal this stuff. But you can in fact use the bombs to blow away the dust.
I'm not sure why you can use the bombs, because you get the Gust Jar first. I don't even think it tells you can use bombs, but...
Yeah, it trips up a lot of people who jump into the rando and are like, oh, I can't get through Mount Crendel because I don't have the Gust Jar. And oh, okay, there's a bomb bag.
Could have used that before going into Crendel, but...
Yeah. Yeah, Mount Crendel, when you don't have the Gust Jar, and you don't have the Cape, and you don't have the grip ring, require a lot of bomb use, and if you only have 10 bombs, you normally run out. If you don't get lucky and get a bomb drop, that is. So having the second bomb bag and upgrading to 30 is just so much nicer for doing Mount Crendel.
Yeah, you saw me earlier. I walked into a Dagger Scrub cave. That's not randomized, that always sells bombs. I just didn't have enough bombs to keep going in Mount Crendel, so I bought extra to be safe.
Yeah, anything that's non-permanent, things that you can always come back to and get over and over again, they're not randomized. There's things like potions at a potion shop and Lonon milk from Malon.
Oh my god, please. Lily Bite dictates.
Yeah, one of the tricky things when you're doing roll lifts is that once the bomb gets roll lifted, the time is so much shorter, so you have to go and grab it. And sometimes picking up bombs after you've done a roll lift is tricky. Hitboxes aren't perfect.
Enemies like to get in the way, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Tektites are notoriously evil enemies. Like the up here, there's a golden Tektite, and he's the bane of a lot of people's existence.
Yeah,
because they are relentless. Okay, he got caught in the corner.
Yeah, the one in Veil Falls I think is a bit worse, but all the golden Tektites are not fun.
Yeah, the only setting we don't have turned on is Oko mode, or one-hit KO. And yeah, we would be here all day, so we decided not to.
Yes, Oko mode is very, very easy to die. Especially in like Palace or, again, with the golden enemies. There again, I'm putting a save down, so that way, if these two checks are junk, I can just port back and be in Cave of Flames, instead of having to roll all the way back. Well, we're rolling all the way back. Oh, I can save again.
You can save here, yeah. It's only if the next item's junk.
Mm-hmm.
But that is junk, so we can scum it. And that's going to save quite a nice amount of backtracking.
Yeah. And see, we're already back out of Malari's Mines. Very fast.
So this is Cave of Flames. Or in Spanish, Cave of Llamas.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Jabbernet.
Oh. So the Jabbernet is completely useless at the moment. But if we didn't have the flippers, it would have let us get into Deepwood, the first dungeon.
Yeah, Jabbernet is an item that is not usually useful. Unfortunately.
Yeah, you got the Fortress Big Key, which is nice when we eventually go over to Fortress, because that dungeon, the boss door is located very near the beginning of the dungeon, so you could just go straight to the boss and get it done. Yeah, that Helmasaur fight is trickier when you don't have the Gust Jar to pull their masks off. You have to wait for them to run past you and then hit them from behind.
Or remote bombs to just load them up really quickly.
Oh yeah, when we get remote bombs, lots of fun fights happen.
Yes. So doing Cave of Flames without the cape is kinda slow. You do want it first. We can't get to the basement yet, which is where you really, really want the cape, but like even here, cape saves like a few seconds of having to navigate all of these walkways and stuff.
Yeah. Luckily, you've got one small key, so you are able to get to the blue warp. And in fact, the blue warp's right after the last chest that you can collect so far in the dungeon. And that's the perfect opportunity to save your progress and come back later. I mean, it's guaranteed we are going to be finding every major item. It's just how long is it going to take to find them?
Yes.
That's the question.
Cape is one of those items that either shows up 10 minutes in or 2 hours in, it seems.
Yeah. Now I wish you had glitches turned on so you could do angle retention.
Yes. When are we making the... Oh, I guess that would break logic.
Yeah.
If only.
So
And... Go on.
Yeah, this in the speedrun for this game, we've got a lot of crazy glitches which break dungeons. Especially this dungeon, we can go out of bounds and just skip from where the last chest we collected all the way up to this section and skip a locked door.
Mm-hmm. However, we do have almost every single glitch, not even just banned, but patched out with these settings. So no storage or other crazy, wacky glitches like that. Roll lifting is basically the only one you'll ever see me do.
Yeah, because it's barely a glitch. You're just increasing. You're just reducing the time it takes a bomb to blow up.
Cool. Thanks, Gala Flames. Going to dungeons not super worth it so far, it seems. And now we're gonna have to climb all the way back down through the slow way, so if there are any donations, now is a great time. We're gonna be here for a bit.
Yeah.
No donations at this time, but we do want to make sure to thank all of our hosts, commentators, runners, volunteers, especially Jason and ADN for doing all the hard work behind the scenes. And we thank you all for your support. Make sure to type certain commands like !donate or schedule or incentives to remind yourself of upcoming things in the marathon. Later on today, we also have a Twilight Princess race between Bewildebeest and TGD, right? Yeah, I think so.
Anarakis,
excuse me. So we're going to be having a lot of fun with that. But thanks for hanging out, guys. Hope you're having a good time.
Yeah, that'll be a fun race to watch for sure. Yeah, so earlier we mentioned... Go on.
Yeah, we mentioned the Lon Ranch key. We're going to be handing it to Talon, and then he opens up Lon Ranch. And this lets us get to the backside of Lon Ranch, which is... there's a couple of items here, but the main thing is it lets us get over to Lake Hylia. And there's not going to be a load of items in Lake Hylia right now, but what we're really looking for, as we mentioned earlier, is the Templar Droplets boss key, because the Templar Droplets is the dungeon located in Lake Hylia, which we can get to right now, but we'll be locked into the entrance. And right at the entrance, there is a big boss door that locks the rest of the dungeon. And Templar Droplets is a water dungeon, and there's a lot of underwater items. In a lot of the waterfalls we'll go past, we'll just go underwater and just be picking up like loads of items.
Yeah. Before we go there, though, we're going to be cleaning out a lot of the surrounding areas before eventually going to Lake.
Oh,
like, okay, that helps.
Oh no.
I have to go all the way back to Malloy.
Yeah. So the back at the top of Mount Crenel in Malari's mines, there are 8 dig spots. So that would have been really useful to have before we just climbed down from Mount Crenel. That sucks.
Yeah, we might be climbing all the way up Mount Crenel a second time. And all the way back down. This is where we really, really want, like, Ocarina or Grip Ring or something. Luckily, there are a lot of random mitch checks throughout the overworld that we can do before going to Krenel.
I mean, if we get the Ocarina, that will be great, because you can just fast travel there, because you activated the Wind Crest. So the Ocarina is a little bit less powerful in this than it is in, for example, A Link to the Past. All of the Wind Crest, the fast travel locations, aren't immediately open for as soon as you get the Ocarina. You need to have visited them first and then activate them. But getting the Ocarina is so strong because it just lets you fast travel, and it cuts out so much movement to get from one location to another.
Right. Just lets you get around from point A to point B so much faster. I didn't need to move my quick work there, that didn't do anything. So yeah, we're just gonna be doing a lot of these sort of weird checks that are around, like, especially with the mitts. The mitts do open up like a half dozen checks just scattered throughout Hyrule Field.
So this cave... Oh, hello. Oh, that's another setting we have on.
Yes.
So that is one of the 4 elements. We need to collect all 4 of the elements, as long with all of the kinstones. Not the kinstones. The figurines, to be able to get to Dark Hyrule Castle. Normally, the elements are randomized onto the bosses, but we've turned on Element Shuffle, which shuffles the elements into the greater item pool, so they can be anywhere. That's not inside of Dark Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, most items can't be in Dark Hyrule Castle, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The one exception is the DHC Big Key, but again, we do have that, so we're going to be seeing very little of DHC today.
And another one of the settings we have on is all dungeons, which means that even if we find all of the figurines, we need to beat every single boss and beat every dungeon before we can head to Dark Hyrule Castle. And there was the digging butterfly. The butterflies are upgrades. They're like speed upgrades. So the digging butterfly lets us use the mitts to dig through dirt faster. There's other butterflies for the bow, which lets you reload your bow faster so you can fire arrows more rapidly. And the other one is the swim butterfly, which lets you swim a little bit faster. But it's by far the least useful out of the 3 butterflies. We always want the bow and the mitts butterfly.
Right, and you can already see like how much faster you can dig through all of the dirt there in that cave. Okay.
Yeah, you need that.
You do need power bracelets today.
Yeah, that spot is locked by the power bracelets. Whilst you're Minish-sized, you're much weaker than regular size, and there is a bookcase that you need to push out of the way. But if we get the power bracelets, then you can push objects that you would normally be able to push at full size. The power bracelets only lock 3 item locations in the whole game, and that's one of them.
Yeah. Not the most useful item in the world. Thanks, Fifi.
We're feeding the doggo.
Okay. Yeah, so we're not going to go into droplets. There's one... Okay, there's one we can get and one we can get out of logic, but that's it. And they're kind of slow, even.
Yeah, so it's just better to come back when you have the boss key. In the meantime, there's a few scattering of locations, and there's the boots.
Speaking of random things to go do.
Yeah. So the boots, as well as being able to let us go fast, it opens a few locations because you can bonk into trees, and that reveals a tree stump which you can use to turn Minish, which we'll be doing here. One of the other things it does is it lets us go across the swamp.
Right.
There's two items which let us traverse the swamp. Either the cape, because you can just glide over the water, or the boots, because then you can run across the swamp water.
Mm-hmm. So we're probably be going to Caster sometime soon. Just depends on how many of these weird checks we can get along the way.
Also, another one of the quality of life improvements for the randomizer is we bound the boots to the L button, just like in A Link Between Worlds and Link's Awakening on the Switch. It's not in the vanilla game, it's the quality of life improvement for the rando, which is great.
Yes, it's a very, very nice quality of life change. You don't have to keep menuing the boots to put the boots back on all the time. Okay. Yeah, so here we're gonna head to Vale Falls real quick to do a few items. Once we have the Vale Falls Kinstone and especially the Grip Ring, we can come back and do a lot more checks here, but for right now, basically only these 3 things. And again, the Digging Butterfly, this would have been really, really slow. Oops. Yeah. Generally, you want to slash those beetles through the... Oh, okay. Ooh. That changes things. That doesn't change too many things, actually. We do need that sword.
We got the Master Sword.
Yeah. Definitely the Master Sword.
That lets us make an extra clone.
Yeah. The blue sword doesn't open too many things immediately. There's one in town and the front half of the graveyard we can go to, but that's kind of it.
It was kind of a convenient sword because you were in the middle of doing this and it's like, oh, here's the sword to finish it off.
It's very nice. Please, Keys. Okay.
Yeah. That Keys likes to get in the way.
Yeah, here this town pillar. Earlier we did the well, pushed a boulder. That's what this was for. It's for 20 rupees.
Also, Nimbus was doing a little technique there with by releasing like the direction that they were pulling the object and returning to neutral and then pulling it again, and it lets them pull the pillar a little bit faster than if they just held the button down the whole time.
Yeah, it's slightly faster. Just small time saves. Here you can talk to the dojo again to get a 3rd check. Once we have the cape, we can get the 4th and final one. Okay. So we'll be coming back with the cape, hopefully somewhat soon. The cape is a nice item to have.
Yeah, the cape doesn't hard lock that many things. It gives access to a lot of things if you don't have other items. But really, it just speeds up everything.
Yes. A lot of dungeons become a lot faster once you have the cape.
TMCR doesn't hit the same without a flying cow following you around. I mean, true.
Yes.
We do have followers as a gimmick option, so you can have an NPC follower. So Anju, Zelda, Mailman, the cow, the king, Goron, and like all of these NPCs like that. But they do bug out a little bit. The game wasn't designed to have followers in every location, so certain things don't load correctly, only visually. Like the object still exists there, it's just invisible if you have a follower. Things like the cloud platforms in Palace of Winds.
Yeah. Yeah, I could have used a follower. I didn't want to deal with the visual quirks, though.
And when you jump, the follower follows exactly the path that you follow, so the followers fly. It's very fun. Nice. Nice quick kill on that Darknet. Darknuts are the toughest enemies you fight in this game, and it requires a lot of practice and skill to get used to being able to handle them and get quick kills like that.
Oh, there's remote bombs.
Very nice. Remote bombs let us detonate bombs whenever we want, so we could even just spam the button and just chain the explosions together.
Yes, they're very fun. Another item that would eventually get repurposed later in the series by Breath of the Wild.
So this dojo requires us having 7 scrolls out of the 11 that are in the game.
Yeah, we already had 8 though, so we could just do this on our very first visit. That's already all the Deepwood small keys. Weirdly, we did not need all of them. You can skip one, so you only really need 3. But... there's a Tingle Trophy.
Ah, Tingle Trophy.
And the Earth. Okay.
So we have collected 2 elements so far out of the 4, so we're halfway, right?
Yeah, halfway. Yes, and chat.
Yeah, the Tingle Trophy is just a fetch quest item. We just hand it to Tingle and he'll give us an item. In the vanilla game, you could talk to Tingle and he will tell you how many of the fusions are left in the game. There are 100, exactly 100, and he'll just tell you how many are left. When you collect when you do all 100 of the fusions in the game and you talk to him, he'll give you the Tingle Trophy as like a special reward for doing it.
And the rando, though, if you have the Tingle Trophy, he'll give you a random item. So once we're done with Caster, eventually we'll swing by there and grab that real quick. Oh my god, please.
Yeah, this fight, oh, they've all spread out.
Fine. I wanted the Great Spin, but they were not having that.
Yeah, that fight's really hard to get a great spin with if you don't have... Oh my god, no. No way. That is the vanilla... That is the vanilla bow location in the game, by the way.
That is a vanilla bow. Oh my god.
That's amazing.
Wonderful.
I've never seen a bow there before. No, this isn't... Nimbus did roll the seed, but didn't read it. We had it vetted by a third party to make sure that it wasn't awesome.
So, I did roll this. I did use a Hendra special for it, though. So Hendris rolls pretty notoriously bad seeds, and recently he shared a secret to how he rolls bad seeds, which is changing the last number to an 8. So you can blame him for weird item locations like that. And now it's time to please be okay. It's time to hike halfway across the swamp. I hope you. It's a good exercise for Minish Link, I guess. Yeah, so we call this check hiking because of just how far you have to walk across the swamp to get to it.
It's a real trek to get to.
Mm-hmm. And your reward is this very fun room. Where you have to push. I'll grab that actually. If I don't die. Cool. Did not realize I was on that low health. We have all the quivers already too. Weird.
Yeah, 99.
So earlier Myth mentioned the bow butterfly, which lets you speed up using the bow. However, you can, without the butterfly, you can also cancel the animation using the boots to sort of replicate the effects.
In the speedrun, we never go to collect the butterflies. So, in order to be able to use the bow quickly, we cancel the animation by tapping the boots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't use the bow a crazy amount, so... But if we do take a while to find the bow butterfly, we'll be using that some more later down the road.
Yeah, we used it...
Skip the check. Oops.
Yeah, there's the Mitz Cave.
Not the Mitz Cave, the sword... quote-unquote sword chest.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, right, we're about to get the full sword here.
Yeah, definitely.
Never mind. But we have hit 69 figurines, and we all know why that's such an important number.
Yes.
It means we're over halfway.
Yes, the halfway mark is 68 figurines.
Yes. And that is the only important reason why it is important to point out that we're at 69 figurines.
Definitely no other reason.
Definitely.
Oh, thank you, Tingle. So you might be thinking hearts are completely useless. Technically, they're not. The dojo and lake, if you have 10 hearts, you can get 1 check from there. And we are at 9 hearts, so getting pretty close to have access to that. Never mind, we do have access to that.
There we go. That is our 10th heart.
Good timing. So yeah, we'll go over to Lake. There's a Minish check so you can do in Lake 2 on the way. Oop. Okay. Got the punk. That was technically a bonk. Didn't see it, but you could hear it. Okay, wait, Blade. So this is the check that requires you to have 10 hearts.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll give me the grip ring. That would be nice. Never mind. Still technically required.
There's a few more locations here in the lake. We can use the boots to bonk into this tree and turn Minish sized, and there's a couple of locations that you need to be small to reach. Though you don't require the boots to be able to turn small here. Even though the randomizer will always expect you to be able to have the boots to do this. If you have the ocarina, there is another Minish portal that you can reach by warping to the middle of the lake. And there's a ledge you can hop off down into the middle, and then you can go around and do all of the checks as Minish. But if you haven't bonked into the tree just looks normal, and then you might think that you're stuck because every time you try and quick warp, it'll put you back at... it'll keep you Minish sized and put you at this entrance here that Nimbus just used.
Mm-hmm.
So you might think, oh, how can you get out? You're like soft locked, right? Oh, okay. Sorry, we just saw the mushroom there. That's great. You can go up to the tree without bonking into it and regrow at the tree. And it's quite unintuitive, and so we don't expect people to know to have to do that for the randomizer. So it's never considered in logic to be able to do this without bonking into this tree. But yeah, we saw the mushroom, and that mushroom requires the cape to jump to that spot. There's no other way of reaching it.
I was debating going into droplets because we are running out of things that aren't really slow to go do. But
yeah,
decided against it ultimately. Because like right now we have like half of graveyard, not even half. No, yeah, half of fountain, and then all the way back up Mount Crunnell. So.
I mean, fountain you can technically do because one of the items is just visible that isn't collectible, but you can see what all the items are in fountain.
Right. Still, it does kind of take a bit to get back to fountain, so. But we are basically out of, well, I would like to go have things before doing that check first, so. Gonna have to start giving in pretty soon.
Yeah, it's just a real shame that you picked up the mitts as one of the first things you got after leaving Crunnell.
Yeah, that was very much would have wanted to have that before going to Crunnell. Okay. Thought the ghost would have grabbed me.
So this is Lost Woods. The intended way for you to go through here is you read all the signs and they say to go up, left, up, right, up. Nimbus isn't going to do that. They're going to go left, up, and that takes you to the secret chest. If you talk to Dampe, he does tell you the path to get to that chest, though.
Yeah, he says something like left, up, up. Why do I remember that? Or something like that. Forgot I moved my keyboard down here.
We can't get into the graveyard yet because we need to find the graveyard key, which we haven't found, and then that will when we next go back to the Royal Valley with the graveyard key, a bird's going to swoop by and knock it out of our hands, and then we need to go and collect the graveyard key from the bird.
So yeah, we are gonna go do fountain here.
Also, another one of the.
Go on.
With the we don't have the power bracelets yet. There is a check in Dr. Left's house, in that house that we just went through. But we need the power bracelet to push the bookcases. So we can't do that yet. We'll have to come back later to check that out. Once we find the power bracelets.
Oh. Got hit by a cat. Can you mark that off on the bingo board?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't need to go back to fountain.
Cool. Yeah, that rupee was the one thing we couldn't collect. Getting hit by that cat just gave me flashbacks to my challenge run.
Oh. That was a very fun time. So yeah, it's looking like we just have to go all the way back up Crunnell, unfortunately. And yeah. Fountain was completely junk. That's cool. Not even a figurine. So yeah, we're going to be going all the way back up Mount Krennel again, so if there are any donations, we are again going to be here for a minute.
No donations at this time, but just wanted to remind everybody that there is a raffle currently active for the rest of this run. If you type exclamation point incentives, there are other incentives to look at too. And what we have going right now is a painting done by our very own Chickadee. So if you want to get in line for that, please check that out for the $5 donation.
If grip ring is in the entrance of Templar droplets.
I'm gonna be so mad. We did also pick up a second Cave of Flame small key, so we can do more in the dungeon, but we really want to have Cape before going back there, so hopefully Cape is in Malari's Mines or something.
You can at least hit the red warp right by the boss, even though you can't do the boss because boss keys are required, and the lava basement is a really awful to go and do when you don't have the cape, so maybe skipping that. But it's nearly guaranteed that it's Malari's Mines is going to have the item that we're looking for.
Yeah, so like last time my saves got Malari's Mines because it's so slow to get back. This time I'm not even gonna bother because like there's gonna be something important in there. Not really worth saves coming. We did also need that wallet, so.
Is there a figurine on 600?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to find every wallet. Oh.
Speaking of graveyard key.
Oh no.
Please dig. Cool. Yeah,
well,
I will go.
That's very telling. The only item being
the
Lon Ranch. The graveyard key. It's like, well, cool. I guess we're going to graveyard after this dungeon.
Yeah, I am still gonna do this because graveyard's only like 7-ish items or something. So I don't want to have to climb up a third time. That is really do not want to do that. Although if we do find like the Ocarina or something here, we will probably just bail. Because we can come back whenever we want.
So here are some roller bites.
Yeah, just hit them, then curl them into a ball, and then throw them into the holes so you can walk over them. Relatively straightforward. There's a cool glitch again you could do there if you wanted, but unfortunately we cannot because they are banned. Okay. So we are gonna... I think I will do the basement, yeah.
You are? Okay.
It's very, very slow, you'll see. A lot of waiting on platforms. Or in this case, just waiting for a platform.
Yeah.
Right. If we had the cape, we could just jump across all of the lava and get all of these checks in like 15-20 seconds.
Yeah, you really want to have the cape before doing this, but we're at the point where there's just nothing else left to do, really. Everything else is so far away and also slow to do.
Yeah, we have more of Graveyard, the front of Droplets, and that is it. So...
There is some cool little tech that you can do here, though. Oh no.
Missed it. Tried to do cool tech.
You have to be very high up on the platform.
Yeah. What?
What?
Okay.
Yeah, the hit detection on these platforms is not great.
I have no idea what happened there.
It's so rare in Rando that you have to do those platforms like that. You normally always have the cape.
Yeah, but the cape is being stubborn today. But now that we've finally gotten to this tornado, we can start actually doing the checks in the lava basement now.
Yeah, that was the only slow and annoying part. Now it's just gliding through to the chests. Gliding is a little bit slower than just jumping with the cape across gaps, but
it's not that much slower. At least. Most of the slowness of the lava basement is in waiting for all the platforms.
hello chat, can you hear me? Okay, I think we've lost Nimbus.
I think while we try to figure out what's going on Nimbus's side, I just want to give people a little bit of a reminder of different things that are going on. You can find the donation page with !donate. Coming up next on the schedule, we have a Twilight Princess all dungeons race between Bewildebeest and Anarakis. And that's right, you heard correctly. All of the dungeons in the video game. Who would have thought that that could be done? But that's going to be coming up after this run. We're going to get Nimbus back in just a couple of seconds, hopefully.
Nimbus said they have lost power.
Oh no. That's not good at all. Maybe we should go to a pause screen for a minute just to see if we can get an estimation on when we might be back.
Yeah, we'll see where they're up to.
Right. Well, Nimbus works behind the scenes. We have a $25 donation from Beautiful Dandy saying, let's get up to $4,000, everybody. Can I tell a joke? Sure. Here's a good joke. Why can't you trust a train? Because it has locomotives.
Welcome back, Nimbus. So, unfortunately, because of the power outage, Biswalk doesn't save any of the save, so we have lost it. However, it's not the end, though. I think we have a good idea of how we can continue this.
Pause, champ.
So, how much time is there left on the timer?
We were at about an hour 20, so...
Oh, has it reset?
Oh, it hasn't seen it. That was what it said last time. We had Nimbus live about a minute 20 or so, or hour 20, I mean, is how far we were into the run. And we're at 3 minutes left on the counter.
So the suggestion is we can run up until our estimate and do a challenge run where we try and see how many figurines we can collect throughout the seed in the time remaining.
Sounds great to me. All right, well, while we get that set up, we have a $10 donation from Abby saying good luck, Nimbus, and I had to go get a dono in for a chance to win Chickadee's artwork. You're awesome. Link is hovering over lava, though, so we might need you. Indeed. So yeah, thanks again, guys. Thanks for your patience while we try and work out some technical difficulties, a little bit of circumstances outside of our control, unless, you know, someone like Arju decided to pull the plug on Nimbus's power. Who knows what really happened, but we're going to give these guys a second to get set up, and then we're going to get going on this figurine collection.
Nimbus, do you want to roll a new seed for it so it's interesting, or do you want to try and remember where all of the locations were? I don't know if I can't hear Nimbus. Yep, so we're just going to be trying to get Nimbus back onto their mics.
Hello?
Hello, there we go.
There he
Cool.
is.
Welcome back.
Okay. So yeah, I could roll a new seed if you want. I am okay with either.
We'll go by chat vibe. What are you feeling like, chat? Same seed and speedrun it, or new seed? I think it's looking like new seed.
New seed? Okay, here. Ching, traps, to green CD. It'll be a slightly different purple, unfortunately, but oh well. Purple did
And
still win.
For extra fun, let's throw in a follower.
Sure.
We'll have
What
a cow.
follower? Cow?
Do we
That's-
want the cow? I think chat wants a cow.
Okay, we'll have a cow. Get the new seed up. Okay, oh, that's a fun hash.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's... Yeah. Wind element, Farrell's Pearl.
Okay. Then yeah, whenever you're ready, they can count us off. Okay. In 3, 2, 1, go.
And off we go. So we have an hour and 40 minutes to try and get as many figurines as possible. And we're off to a great start with 2.
Yes. As you can see, this is what it's like having a follower is.
Yeah.
You just now have a cow following us around all over the overworld.
Thank you so much, Nimbus, for pulling the power out so we can have a new seed as a follower.
Yes, exactly. That's
All part
planned.
of the plan. All part of the plan.
everything's planned here.
Can we name the cow? Of course.
What does Chat want to name the cow?
That sounds like a job for chat. But that is a graveyard key at the start, which is very different to the seed we just have.
We do need every other item to get to graveyard, though, so why am I going to dojo?
Oh no, seed bleed.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Yep, that's a sword on 600 rupees. We might not be getting that.
Probably not.
What was the item at the back? How's to?
I did not notice.
I didn't see it either. Oh, okay,
hey,
that's
there's
a
a K.
Wow.
Very different seed.
Yes. This seed's more fun.
Yes. This was the seed number that did not use the Hendra special, so...
Oh my...
It's
okay.
Hendra's fault we did not get the seed. Yeah. Okay. That is a lot. Open now.
Yes, so we are only like a minute or so into the into the seed, and we already have so much available in Logic. Everything's just opened up straight away. Sorry, I'm just curious about these cow names. We've got Carl or Bar, and chat, you are aware that cows don't go bar. Okay.
Oh, there's another sword.
Okay, it's fine.
Oh, there we go.
Fine. I'm a voting bar as well. We'll go. We'll roll with it.
Ba the cow. Oh, I did pick up mitts. I did not even.
Yes, you have mitts.
I was like, why is the Deacon Cave still green? I don't have that. See, there's two kinds of seeds. There are seeds where it's really linear and you have to find like the one thing you need to go to the next major item, and then there's seeds like this where they just kind of dump everything on your head 2 minutes in.
Yeah.
Here, we'll do chickens. Again, you should rush chickens.
Definitely.
Although we do need the cape for it.
Yeah, with all of these items, we could go further afield to a bunch of different places. Like, we can go to Lake, we can go to Minish Woods, and some other parts of Hyrule Field, but a decent amount has been opened in town that should just do that at the start.
Yeah. I think that was
Never
with
mind.
rubies last time. I promise you should rush chickens. It is a good idea. Oh. Did I grab the pot? I did. Okay. Oh yeah, that was where Cape was. That's right.
I don't know what to think about these names for chickens.
Oh, did they naming the chickens too now?
Yeah, one's called Nugget and the other one's called Kiev. Nuggies.
Oh no.
Tendies.
It's kind of nice they open all these tingle doors for you early on in the run instead of making you talk to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, one of the settings. Go on.
Yeah. The setting obviously open fusions activates all of the fusions, so all of these are open. But in the vanilla speedrun, that big chest in the middle has the magic boomerang, which is very useful in the 8% speedrun because it lets us do a glitch involving big doors. So So we spend a decent chunk of the middle of the run going around to all of the Tingle Brothers and fusing with them, because each one opens each one of the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Now, aren't the kinstone fusions randomized, like what you need and what you fuse with?
There is a small pool of shared ones which are randomized amongst most NPCs, but the vast majority of them are unique and found only on one NPC.
I see.
Yeah. So all of those 4 Tingle trees, we call them the Tingle trees because you fuse with the Tingle Brothers for them. But many other ones, like the puddle caves in the overworld, they are random, and you can go up to any NPC and fuse with them, and they could give it to you. Also, things like the golden enemies as well. They are part of that shared pool.
Now, is there any kind of lore about the follower for this randomizer? Did like just someone thought it would be a funny idea and they just put it in there, or is there some kind of bigger story?
Yeah, so the majority of the hacks that were done to the base game to make the randomizer work were done by Leo, one of the Minish Maker developers, and their approach to this was whatever hacks they could just make using assembly hacks, they wanted to include, and they found out that they could include. So there are quite a few sections in the game where you have someone following you, mainly Zelda at the very beginning of the game and at the very end of the game. She'll follow you around, and you can change which NPC is following you. And they tested out a bunch of the different NPCs and just created a short list of ones which work and aren't too broken and don't crash the game. There used to be a Moblin Archer follower, and it did cause crashes, so we did remove it.
Yes. It was a very sad day.
That's just a lot of fun with what's already kind of present in the code of the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hello? I was pressing R, I promise. Oh, I'm up here. Right. I forgot. That is one thing about Quick Warp, is you do have to keep in mind where exactly you set it. Well, I think even then it was still faster to Quick Warp.
Yeah, so we're quite lucky that the cows are like allowed, or the developers of the game made the cows free roaming, and they gave them animations for walking in all 4 different directions. Because only those NPCs we decided to include in the follower list. Because a lot of the other NPCs don't have movement animations for all 4 directions. So in certain directions, it looks very weird, like they're moonwalking and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Actually, will do, Mets.
Oh, sorry, Bar. I need to keep referring to our lovely bovine friend as Bar.
It's short for bovine, surely.
Right. Yeah, so last time we were able to do Minish Woods backwards because we have the bombs. We can't do that, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to go the normal way. Which is just a little bit slower. Oop, there's one. And here I'm gonna save real quick. That way, if Minish Village is junk, we can reset and be back at the entrance of Minish Woods. Of
yeah,
course,
this is quite slow to backtrack through this area.
Yeah. Of course, since I've done that, there'll be a figurine here, and I'll have to walk all the way back anyway. Right. Or
Oh,
Or
okay.
that.
There's the Karlov medal. The Karlov medal opens one of the houses in town that has 3 chests and a visible item.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was that one I poked my head in at the very, very start. In the vanilla game, you get access to that house after doing all... Well, you get access to the house at 130 figurines, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a bit complicated, but basically, simply,
less.
you need all of the figurines. So the
Yes.
figurines was this gacha game where you hand over these mysterious shells, the amount that you want to bet that you're going to earn a new figurine. The more you put in, the more likely it is that the figurine you got out of the machine was a new one. And yeah, you need to pull this thing 136 times at the very least to be able to get a heart piece. This is by far the worst heart piece you have to collect in any Zelda game. It's so tedious and annoying.
Hard agree. And I suspect that the odds maker that it reports is flawed because, you know, you'd put it at 60% and it always fails. It's like, I mean, it should work most of the time, right?
If we do get back to Game Flames, we could fight Gleerock. Did not get a chance to do that.
So in the 100% speedrun, we do need to do all of the figurine fusions. However, we do... figurine fusions. We need to pull the machine and collect all 136 of the figurines. However, we do an RNG manipulation to do it, but it takes a long time to pull the lever and watch a cutscene 136 times. And it takes over 40 minutes. And the entire time we're maintaining RNG by doing... Like, after we collect a certain figurine, we do a certain number of slashes or boot dashes, and it rolls RNG enough times so that when we pull it and don't pay any money, we put one shell in, we always get a new one out. And yeah, we just basically pull up a text document and just read the script for 40 minutes. And if you make a single mistake at all, at any point, you fail the whole thing and have to restart from the beginning.
Yes.
And this is at the very end of the run. It's literally the last thing we do before the run ends. You get it, you go and grab the heart piece, and then you fly up and get the mirror shield, and that's the end of the run.
It's a great way to end the run, honestly.
Yeah. Hundo is a brutal category.
There's no way to bypass it by clipping into the house or something. Like, you have to do it.
We can get into the back of the house, but there's no way of getting past the wall that blocks you from the heart piece.
That's nuts.
And even if you could, the medal you also get for getting all the figurines is required for Hundo.
Yeah.
That was not anything.
Yeah, the only way to get the Karlov medal is getting all 136 figurines, so it is part of the definition. It's an item displayed on the inventory screen.
Mm-hmm. Right there. Hey.
Oh, that's very nice.
Here, we'll
Can
go into
actually go-
droplets.
Yeah, we can actually go into Temple of Droplets and show off what's in that dungeon. How kind of
now-
the seed to show us new things.
Yes. There is a couple of glitches that aren't actually patched out, and one of them is Boss Door Clip. We can't do anything with it, right?
You can.
You can't. Oh, can we get the blue warp? I thought you needed Ocarina.
You can't get to the blue warp, but you can get
Right.
to Blue Chew if you want. Or you
We
could
wanna-
go straight to Octo.
Ooh, do we want to do that? Do you want to?
Do you just want to do Octo?
You want to
Instead
cheat
of having...
and do?
Yeah, let's cheat. You know how to get to Octo, right?
Is it just? It's not roll straight down.
It's 6 rolls down, and like then you just roll to the right a bunch of times, and then I'll walk you
Okay.
through it. It's quite easy.
Yeah, the boss door clip is a very, very easy glitch. Like everyone in chat could do it right now if they wanted to. It is.
Why are glitches patched? There is a setting in the randomizer where you can choose to patch the glitches, just so that they're not available for you to do. Do they break the rando? No, you can play the rando without having any of the glitches patched. It's just a choice whether or not you want to do the glitches or not. But again, the rando developers thought, hey, wouldn't it be a great idea to just patch the glitches so that they're not possible to do? So they just included it in the randomizer.
As I hit every enemy.
It completely depends on what you want to do in the rando. This rando is very fun when you don't do any glitches. And it becomes a little bit different when you decide to do glitches, but it's still very fun, just in a slightly different way. And they're both very fun.
Yeah. Glitches allowed is a pretty fun way to do the rando from time to time.
Yeah. Yeah, we play glitches allowed. We don't have a glitched logic that is accurate and up to date yet. So we play with regular logic, so you can figure out, it's like, oh, I'm supposed to have these items to get to this place, but I can do it anyway because I can just do some glitch to get to it.
Okay.
It helps speed up a lot of very slow dungeons.
Right. It's Lantern on A, right?
No, Lantern on B.
Lantern on B.
Yeah,
right,
because you press B and then
right, because you have to open.
Yeah. There you go.
There we go.
So this is boss door clip. You do 6 rolls down. Link is now out of bounds off the bottom of the screen. And then you just roll to the right a bunch of times. You should screen transition. And then go to the left. And then go down. And you're in Octo.
Yay.
And that skipped like 10 minutes.
Yes. It takes so long.
Yeah, this boss is such a slow boss to reach.
And on that note, it hasn't updated on the tracker just yet, but we have just eclipsed $4,000 thanks to Beautiful Andy, the donation of $34, putting us at that grand total of 4K. There it is, right there.
I have to light the tail. What am I doing? Whoops. Whoops. Yes, thank you, by the way. Sorry.
You were lighting a miniature Octorok on fire. It was very important.
Yes.
It's actually a regular-sized Octo. We're just small.
That's true. Yeah. It isn't miniature. You're miniature.
Thought that wasn't gonna work. You can do this.
So this boss is split up into 3 cycles. The first cycle, it just shoots rocks at you all the time, then you light its tail on fire. That was the second cycle, where it's scripted in what pattern of shooting rocks and then trying to suck you up it does. And now this is the third cycle. This is completely random. It can either do 2 things. It can either fire 3 rocks in a row, which ends the fight, or it sucks you up.
Like that.
Yeah, it's going to then fire 1 rock and then spray ink. And this ink takes 30 seconds to dissipate, and it loses a lot of time. If it keeps doing these ink cycles, it always shoots 1 rock at a time. We need to hit 3 rocks back at it to end the fight from this point. So at most you can get 2 inks if you don't mess up, which loses up to a minute. Oh, okay, Octo was nice and it's going to fire 3 rocks, but we only need 2 of the 3 rocks that it was going to fire back, and that ends the fight.
Was a little
so we got about
dying.
medium RNG. You got 1 ink, so you lost 30 seconds over the perfect fight. but it's not the worst it could be. Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, it was worth doing that.
Yeah.
Right, we can still use the boss door and everything.
Yeah. To be able to do the boss door clip to get to the blue warp, the halfway point in the dungeon, you would need the ocarina. Because you need to do an ocarina glitch as well.
Right, and that is patched, so even if we had the ocarina, we could not do it. Do I go to Dark Maze?
Yes.
On 5 hearts, okay.
Oh, you don't have flippers. Oh.
No.
I was like, oh, you just go to get the underwater items.
Right,
No,
that was the other seed.
There's no flippers, yeah. Now I don't know about Dark Maze.
Yeah. We might be doing a death warp real quick. Definitely intentional death warp. Especially if we do that.
Yeah, Dark Maze is quite a tough section. There's a lot of enemies, and all of the enemies do half a heart of damage instead of a quarter of a heart. Except for the pestos, they only do a quarter heart. But there are blue Moldozers, and they do half a heart. And there's a lot of them, and the damage racks up really quickly. So doing this on 5 hearts is quite brutal, especially with no bottle to have a fairy in case.
And especially because you do it right after fighting a bunch of scissor beetles, which also like to drain your HP.
Yes, and you don't have a boomerang.
No, so...
The boomerang works really well against the scissor beetle enemies. It stuns them for a very long time. Yeah. Luckily, Nimbus knows where all of the heart drops are in this dungeon, because this is a tough section, and you need to know where all of the health is.
I don't have roll attack.
I mean, that was a good scissor beetle fight anyway. They barely hurt you.
Yeah.
And also, you do have the green sword, which means that you do more damage than with the Smith sword. When you get the red and blue swords, it doesn't actually increase the damage of the sword at all. It's only when you get the very last sword, the full sword, that you get another damage increase. Bar is immortal and is immune to all damage.
Yes. Bar will be okay.
Bar just phases through matter like it's not there.
Ooh.
Oh, very nice. Oh yeah, you don't have bombs.
Yeah. We do
you don't have a key either.
No.
Yeah, that was a terrible idea.
I'm gonna be honest, I mostly just wanted to go to Droplets to do boss door clip, because I'm like, that'd be a fun thing to show off.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I also... Okay. I figured the rupees would have more things than they did. Oh! There we go. Saw the vibrating moblin for a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sometimes they get stuck and rotate like every frame for some reason. I don't know why.
They're demonstrating manual super swim.
Yeah, I don't have bombs.
Who knew Moblins manual super swim through land?
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't get to see it in Wind Waker earlier, so we can see it from them. Yeah, there's the
Oh,
boomerang.
that would have been nice to have.
Yes. Yeah, the boomerang stuns scissor beetles for a very long amount of time. Speaking of time, how much time do we have?
About an hour and 10 minutes before we hit estimate.
Okay. Did not remember the time. The next one was supposed to start. Oh, and there's...
Oh, okay.
we really should have done this before droplets
Yeah.
then. Oh well. Oh,
You need that.
we do want that. Yeah, no, would have been faster. Oh well.
Yeah, Flipper's giving a lot of swimming opportunities. Definitely seems like going back to Lake is the best option.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we can show off why I wanted... The main reason I really wanted the big key for droplets. Because there are a lot of obscure spots. I did save, right?
I think you did. I heard it. I
Okay.
don't remember seeing it.
Okay. I'll be starting over a third time. Okay.
What is the most obscure spot?
I'm guessing the Hyrule Field, the North Field digging spot.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that running one you guys called in Castor Wilds where you had to go all the way across?
Hiking.
Hiking.
Oh, hiking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there
hiking's-
is an obscure. Sorry, there is a heart piece in there.
Mhm.
So most people do get to that cave in the vanilla playthrough.
Good
Yeah.
point.
But like, there's some dig spots and underwater items that like 99% of casuals will have never encountered unless you decided to dig every single spot or swim under every single inch of water.
Mhm.
Um,
It's not technically an obscure spot, but there is a bombable wall in Lon Lon that has no indicator can be bombed and gives you like a kinstone for it for some reason.
yeah, a lot of people didn't know that existed. The speedrun community didn't know it existed until Rando development started, and then the Rando devs were like, "Oh, has anyone been aware of this room?" And all the speedrunners were like, "No, what's in there?" And it's like, "Oh, it's just a blue kenstone, so it's pretty useless." So we made it a randomized location in the randomizer.
Mhm. This right, we might be going to Fortress.
Also, there's a bugged out beanstalk there.
Oh,
That
it
just
still
happens.
Nice.
It works fine. It just
Good texture. Yeah. Just some brown or gray circles there on the screen.
I think they're the dust from explosions.
oh yeah, we get a red cow momentarily.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. I have to push the bookshelf.
So, the lady here in this room uses the same palette as follower NPCs, which makes follower NPCs color change weirdly in that room.
Mhm. But what's on the back? Heartbeat, okay. I guess I could have checked what that small key was for. Oh well.
Oh yeah, you can, can't you?
Oh, it'll
did
be
you
random.
did you do figurine house?
I did not. DHC. Cool. We will not need that.
But yeah, so this is what the Karlov medal opens. It's this house.
Mhm.
And that rupee would be a heart piece normally in vanilla.
Right. And this
And
thing's
there's
like
Oh, there's the phonograph.
Okay, yeah. Rando
I
messes up the text box.
Does it? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was. Is it the follower?
No, it does it in Rand because I've had it happen with like the music pack before
Oh, okay.
without follower. I don't know why it does that.
I thought it worked fine, but I guess I never tested it.
I don't know. Maybe it's some weird gimmick setting that changes it. I don't know.
Yeah, but that phonograph lets you listen to all of the music tracks in the game, including some unused ones.
Not me to do that. Hey.
So recently, this game has been had a decomp project working on it, working to recreate all of the code in C, so that it's readable and we can understand how the game is programmed. And it's something like in the high 90% at the moment, like matching, which means that we know how most of the game works functionally. So this is being done by the same group that is working on Ocarina of Time Decomp and all of the other Zelda games. It's all the same group.
Mm-hmm.
And with the knowledge of decomp comes the ability to be able to hack and reprogram the game without having to use assembly, which means that we can do more stuff in the rando than we originally could. So the rando is got a few people working on trying to recreate the rando hacks using the code base that we know from decomp.
See, after this, we're gonna head back to Lake and go back in the droplets again. Get a bunch of things we skipped. Well, not skip, but couldn't do, rather.
I'm not the best person to answer the question of when games get decomped, they always get written in assembly.
So the way it works is the devs write the game in whatever language, like C or whatever, or C# or whatnot, and then it sends it to a compiler, which takes the code and turns that into assembly, which your computer can then translate into binary, which it can read. And so what decomp does is it takes that assembly code and undoes it back into whatever language they wrote it in this case C. So yeah, it's
not an automated process, but it's like semi-automated and partly manual, where you're presented with a small section of assembly code and you're asked to recreate that in whatever code language you're decomping the project into. So for example, C. You try and write a bit of C code that should decompile that should compile into the assembly code that you're reading. And whatever program you're using will do a quick check and say, oh, you think that this is the code that should compile into this assembly. It compiles it, and then it gives you a thumbs up if you did it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Or it says no, and then you have to try and figure out how you should write it instead.
Yeah, so we did get bombs in droplets, which lets us do a few things. It does also open one chest back in Dark Maze, but that's gonna take ages to go back for. So I did not really want to go back for it. We do again have 2 Deepwood keys and the flippers, so Deepwood's also not a terrible. Okay, we can't fight Green Shoot yet, but we can open the door, I guess.
When we talk about assembly for Minish Cap, we're specifically referring to ASM.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now that we are about an hour away from estimate, just want to remind everybody that you can enter a raffle right now for a painting made by Chickadee. If you want to check that out, just check out our various commands at the bottom left side of the screen. And thanks for watching, and thanks to all the volunteers and commentators and runners for all the work they've done so far.
So, how long have we been going since the restart? It's been about 40 minutes, hasn't it?
Yep.
And we're about 48 figurines. Like the figurines are mostly front loaded, so it trails off a little bit as you go on later with the seed. But because we've got about an hour left, we've been going more than a figurine a minute. If we go another figurine a minute, we should be able to get over 100.
Yeah, I think we were somewhere in the 70s when the power went out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we haven't had Western Wooded's access in the seed, which will give us quite a few, hopefully.
And the aim that we're going for here is we're going to try and get as many figurines before the time estimate is up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what all of those items with the question mark on them are. They're figurines.
Yes.
Gotcha. That's a little bit nicer than having to go into that one shop and pull the lever and set the randomizer thing. It's a bit more fun.
Some of the developers had awful ideas, like making each of the figurines their own fetch quest, where you find it in the overworld, then you go back to the guy and hand it in, and then you get a randomized item out.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun, does it?
No. Imagine Skulltula tokens, but there's 136 Skulltula guys you have to talk to instead of just like 5.
I don't want to imagine that. I think I'm okay.
Yeah. Right. And if you remember the first time we were here in Minish Woods and Deepwood, it did kind of take a bit to get around the place, but with the cape we can just get around a little bit faster.
Yeah, all of these rooms are so much faster.
The statue clip is patched, right? I don't even know how to... Oh, it's not. Okay.
It's a bit tricky. It's more luck-based than...
Yeah.
You can try and do it. You've got the cape, so you can keep retrying it, but... maybe not.
Yeah, I've gotten it like once. There's a way you can clip out of bounds with the cape in this dungeon, but it's kind of really finicky.
Yeah.
Not me to grab that. And we are again starting to run out of stuff to go do, so hopefully we can find probably the red sword soon. If I had to guess.
Yeah, red sword's the next big item we'll collect.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we don't have a bottle yet either, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's weird. Oh,
Oh.
no, it's red sword.
Speaking of red sword, there we go.
Hi, red sword. I promise I did not look up where that was. Do you need fast spin to one cycle? You might. Yeah, okay.
Okay. I thought you were going to try to do the non-great spin strat.
Oh,
And I
there's
was
a.
like, that's tough. And you were facing the wrong direction. I was like, this isn't going to work. But yeah, you
I
can
didn't know
do
there
it without.
was.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I tried doing it tried implementing it in the speed run. It's the only applicable location is the double Madapilla fight in droplets. I tasked it. It works. It's fast, but you need to get good RNG on the Madapillas moving in the right directions, and that's not nice.
No, Matterpillars don't like to behave most of the time.
One of the ROM hack categories we have is called Fire Rod, and is a bit too complicated to explain, but one of the sections is we need to do that Madapilla fight with only one bomb. That's not nice.
No.
Because you need to reuse that bomb to throw it to, like, activate him, and then keep throwing it at the tail, and then the explosion on the bomb at the end should kill it. In one cycle. But yeah, we got the red swords, so we're going to be heading straight to Western Woods.
Yes. And we can see, hopefully we'll get a bunch of figurines here. Yeah. Oh, there's Vale Falls.
Yeah, the Vale Falls Kinstone opens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It would be better to have the grip ring before we do that, but
Yes. We do now have access to full clear Cave of Flames with the cape, so not nearly as bad. Come on.
oh, very nice.
Also,
Oh,
Okay, and once again, I'll be showing why exactly you should skip Percy. Thank you. So you even talk to him and you get a lot of text. It's just a bad idea.
Percy's a poet and likes to give. Oh,
Okay, well that's not Percy, that's a Moblin. This is Percy. You don't need sort. Who cares about Peril Beam, honestly? You don't need Peril Beam to beat the game. Just get Percy. Yep, again, the beanstalk does work, it just looks a little funky.
it only looks funky temporarily. If you return back, it will be fixed.
Yeah, it's something about the texture not loading on the first visit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because the first time you see it when playing the game normally, it's during a cutscene because you're watching the fusion cutscene happen. So it's supposed to spawn in, and there's animations to do with it. And when you don't have, because the first time we're watching it, seeing it is during regular gameplay, it gets a bit broken.
Oh, we got
the underwater items.
I was gonna do them as Minish.
Oh, you do them as... Oh, okay.
Yeah, just show off you can do that. We did also get the glitchy wind crest too, which I don't know why that one happens.
But if follower, I'm just...
Okay.
I'm not blaming Bar, chat. Don't get on... Don't attack me, but I'm just saying it's the follower that's causing it. No, like... I'm not blaming Bart, okay? Bart is precious and can do nothing wrong.
Yes.
He would never.
Oh, very nice.
Oh my god, thank you. Yes. The ocarina is like...
How long did it take to find the ocarina?
Yeah, I was not keeping track of the timer.
Well, we didn't find it in the last run, right? So technically over 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, so we get to do all these Minish checks again. There probably won't be a bow there a second time.
Probably.
If I had to guess. It's only slightly unlikely. Right. There's what, 2 bows and 400 something item locations? So... Again, we don't have fast spin for this, so bulldozers are probably not going to cooperate. Or they will cooperate, never mind.
If you were interested about the previous seed, I do have the spoiler log open for it.
Yes.
So, going to Crypt, you would have found the cape. And
Okay.
then in Cape Cave in Lake Hylia, you would have found the ocarina.
Mm-hmm. Hey, good night. Right. Oh. Yeah. It's in this chest. Yeah.
Oh no.
The
grip ring was on the king, the ghost king.
Oh my god.
This isn't a good seed. Why was this vetted?
Okay. Thanks, Dreamy. You were spared, apparently. Oh my rope, please.
Yeah, you needed all of the Royal Crypt keys for that, and I had no idea where they were.
Yeah. And so for some reason, these underwater checks you can grab as a Minish. Link temporarily turns big to hold them up. It's a little weird.
Nothing glitchy about that.
No, definitely intentional. Okay. What is that? DH. God.
Another one.
We do not need those.
I had no idea you could collect those while Minish. I need to check if that's vanilla. Because that could be a hundo optimization. Save like 2 seconds.
Yeah, and so you saw there the ocarina let us go from caster to town in like 2 seconds. So that's the real reason we want it, is it helps save backtracking so much. Now an hour, like an hour in, we can finally go back to Mount Krenel. Right. Usually you go to Krenel relatively early in the run, but...
Except if you're me.
Yeah. If you're Myth, you do Krenel.
This is about the time I'd go to Krenel.
Yes, Myth likes putting Krenel off for...
It's very slow.
Remote bombs and Cape help a little bit, at least. Again, we would still want the grip ring, but hopefully it's not also on King or something stupid today.
Remind us what the grip ring is again.
So we'll see it in a few minutes, but there are these walls in Mount Krenel that you need the grip ring to climb up. And if you have the grip ring, you can climb up them and skip a lot of the skip all of the beanstalk nonsense, and just generally get around a lot faster.
I didn't realize you needed an item just to climb walls. It's gonna help.
You might see what they are. No, you can't see them from here. Oh. Okay, we're at 69 again, chat. You know what that means. It means we're over halfway.
Yep, over halfway.
And nothing else.
Yep, definitely. No gust jar again, so needing to use bombs to blow away this dust, and remote bombs just makes it a lot faster.
Remote bombs make a lot of things a lot faster.
Yeah, depending on the enemy, sometimes bombs do more damage than the sword, so it can be faster to use remote bombs to fight certain enemies instead of using a sword.
The Helmsworth and Cable Flames are a pretty good example of that. If I can get in the path. Oh. You can throw that to kill pestos, by the way.
Yeah, sometimes that pesto gets in the way, and the easiest thing to do is just chuck the bean at it to kill it. Yeah, the game's a little bit inconsistent because you're carrying a bean whilst Minish-sized without the power bracelets.
Yeah.
And this is done very early on in the game, and then much later on into the game, it's like, oh wait, no, you need the power bracelets to be able to move stuff whilst Minish-sized. And yeah, there was the climbing wall there that Nimbus tried climbing up, but Link just walks against it.
Yeah.
Also with remote bombs, we can do those cool damage boosts where we place a bomb just before we hit get to a bombable wall, and then the explosion blows up the wall and also damage boosts Link into the loading zone instantly.
Gotta save the frames.
Yep. And Link will be okay, we promise. Like that.
He's on 11 hearts.
Yeah. There are some even more fun remote bomb strats where Link just takes a lot of damage. Yeah, we're almost back up to the figurine count we had last seed. We were in the mid-70s, right?
I think like 78 sticks out in my head for some reason.
78 sounds right.
Why do they call it an oven when you oven in the cold food of out hot eat the food? Am I having a stroke? I can't. I don't understand.
Yeah, so last time we safe scummed this chest to get back on the other side, but because you have the ocarina, we don't need to do that. You can just flute back as we get pushed. Very convenient. Fine. Yeah, bombs also...
Fun fact with the bombs, Bombs have 2 explosions. There's a really small one, and then there's a much bigger one a little bit later. So if you perfectly place a bomb exactly on those spike beetles, the first little explosion that happens instantly as soon as the bomb detonates flips the spike beetle over, and then whilst it's flipped over in a vulnerable state, the larger explosion that happens a couple frames later actually kills it. So it's quite tricky to get the bomb perfectly on top of the spike beetles. And a lot of the time you only normally hit the big explosion, the later one, on it. So it only flips them over instead of killing them.
It's kind of funny because the remote bombs in Breath of the Wild also have 2 damage zones, a kind of splash damage and a main damage. It's funny.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild just stole them directly from this game.
Apparently.
Ooh.
Ooh, Kinstone.
I'm guessing that's Fort or Caster. We are only missing one. And we do have every big key already, which is
Yeah.
kind of impressive.
So we saw Cave of Flames earlier done without the cape, but now we see it with the cape and how much faster it is. Like, we don't even need to go to the top and glide around. They just jump straight into this middle tornado. Nimbus also has all of the small keys and the big keys, so this can be a full clear of this dungeon. And with the cape, it's going to be very fast. Do you want to do ankle retention?
That is patched.
Sorry, it is, isn't it? Oh, that's mean. Oh, but that's so mean.
Not a good day for grip rings.
No. So the grip ring helps coming to Mount Crenel and makes climbing up Mount Crenel faster. So finding grip ring in Cave of Flames at the top of Mount Crenel is not nice.
No.
Oh, what is this? Once I had a pancake that tasted like waffled. It was pretty good because the syrup that I had with it came directly from Canada. Who wouldn't enjoy such a delectable treat? It sounds delicious. God damn, I used to live in Canada, and that's definitely the thing that I missed most about living there, is having access to maple syrup. Basically at any time that I wanted. Unfortunately, such a thing is no longer possible in syrup.
And yeah, that was a caster Kinstone, so we can go to Fortress or we can go the Cloud Tops.
You might think I'm memeing, but I'm currently living in Canada, and they do have better maple syrup here. So that is definitely not false advertising.
All of these, like these few rooms, are the exact same with the cape, pretty much. But the lava basement does become a lot. If you get hit by every trap, lava basement is a lot faster. Also, shoutouts to those enemies, because that's the only time they appear in the entire game.
Yeah.
For some reason. I'm not sure why they exist, honestly.
They're just doing their best, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, you hit the
What,
switch.
did I?
You hit it. Yeah, you hit it
Ah.
twice.
I didn't know you could do that.
I don't think I've ever seen the switch hit twice.
I'm surprised it didn't pop back up.
Nimbus
Yeah,
is,
it's permanent flag.
Nimbus is just making sure to turn the light off after they leave the room, you know?
Right. Yeah, and
But
you
this
can
is-
see, like,
Yeah, this is the lava basement done with the cape, and it's done very differently. All the chests are going to be in a different order.
mhm.
And it's going to
And
be
it is.
much faster.
Yes. Like, we've already gotten all but one of them in, like, 10 seconds, maybe? It is substantially faster.
And we set the red warp earlier so that when we get to that one, it's a dead end. You just quick warp and ride the red warp and can go straight to the boss. Oh, Nimbus is going to show off doing this fight with the bow.
Yeah.
It's slightly more optimal to use the bow because you can hit the gem on Gleerock's back the instant it becomes vulnerable, instead of waiting for its neck to drop down and then across its neck and then start slashing it with the sword.
Mhm.
This boss has a hit counter, it doesn't actually take damage, so you just need to hit it X number of times, and it doesn't matter what your damage source is, it's always going to increment it the same number of times.
Oh, hey, wait a minute, Miss. Do you see those?
Oh yeah,
There are
Look.
Gleerocks on the wall.
on the
Wow.
wall, it's Gleerock. That's a fun fact. There are in fact images of Gleerock on the wall.
What a vain boss. It's like you have your pictures of yourself in your own bedroom or something.
But yeah, this fight is optimally always done in 3 cycles.
Mhm.
8 hits on the first one, 8 hits on the second one, and then 5 at the end, like that. There is a minor optimization where
Yeah.
when Nimbus killed the boss, it flashed the screen white for about a second before then showing the cutscene of it dying. The white screen there is hiding the model of the boss rotating down to face the bottom of the screen. If the boss is already facing at the bottom of the screen, the white flash is instant instead of holding there for a second. And it's roughly 1 second time save if the boss is facing down.
All right, everybody, we have a little bit less than 30 minutes left in this run going under estimate, and just a kind of like housekeeping thing. We did lose power in the middle of the first run of the seed, so we're just kind of playing to the end of the estimate and seeing how many figurines we can get through. But once that's over, you only have about 27 minutes-ish to join the raffle for a lovely painting made by Chickadee. And after that, we're going to be getting ready for the final run of the marathon, which is a all dungeons race for Twilight Princess between Bewildebeest and Anarakis. So make sure to join that raffle and stick around for the run right after.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well at 86 so far, so we can probably get to 100 if I had to guess.
Yeah, I think we can get to 100. Wondering how much higher we're going to get. It
Yeah.
depends on the figurine locations. But we should be going to a bunch of quite dense locations now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm probably going to do Vale Falls before Fortress, just because we don't
Yeah.
have as many Fortress keys as I would like. Here, I'll show this off.
Oh yeah, there's a cool strat here. So the detection for determining whether or not you've thrown a bomb into this fountain to trigger the fairy is it just checks if there's a splash animation happening above a certain height in the room. And you can do a splash animation by dumping a bottle of water.
Yeah.
So we go up around the side so that we can get high enough into the room and then dump the water and it triggers it.
Mm-hmm. And you get to keep the water even. It's very nice.
You can also do the same by drowning Link, but there's a solid wall around, so the only way of doing that is by deleting the wall using the fire rod. But
Right, and then you accidentally set your respawn point in the pond, and then you just drown endlessly, and you reset.
yes,
You do not need a green rupee. Also, yes, Ba can teleport. Ba's a very talented cow.
yeah, Bar was at the top of the screen there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mit's caves are very
Ooh.
buggy, and you can see how a lot of the screen wrapping works with them during the transition.
Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, they're even more buggy than the vanilla game, but
Yeah. Yeah, you can go to one dig cave in the overworld, dig a bunch there, and then head over to a different dig cave that isn't in a different area. And the changes you made in one of the caves will have exactly the same things in the same coordinates in the other one, which lets you get out of bounds.
yes,
But
they're
getting out of bounds in the Mitz caves is not useful at all. There's nothing interesting you can do with it other than just saying, hey, look, I'm in the black void of out of bounds.
yay.
There's the magic boomerang.
Yes.
The magic boomerang can be controlled mid-flight.
Mm. And also goes quite a bit further.
Oh, yeah.
And
We
like
haven't
said
had a
in-
fusion. Yeah,
No,
have we? This is the first
yeah,
one.
this-
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it looks like. Yeah, all the fusions except for the Golden stones are done automatically. The gold ones you still do need to go find and do manually yourself. I do not have Rock Breaker, unfortunately.
Yeah, a lot of the things you would expect Link to be able to do with his sword require a scroll to be collected first before you can do it. Like being able to break pots with your sword, you need to find Rock Breaker first and to be able to break pots. But it's more powerful because it lets you break other things like rocks and Obviously, the spin attack is requires you to get the scroll, but there's quite a lot of upgrades to the spin attack, and it's all progressive. So if you find any of them, it always gives you the base version of the spin attack.
Oh,
Oh,
speaking of Rockbreaker.
yeah, there it is. Like dash attack, Link holding the sword out in front of him whilst he dashes forwards. That's a scroll.
The like roll attack thing that's in Twilight Princess, that's in this as well, and is a scroll.
Yeah.
Which I think that's Minish Cat came out before TP, so
Yes.
yet more things other Zelda games stole.
And there's also oh wait, no, never mind actually. I was going to say there's Downstrike, but that was in Zelda 2.
Yeah. What am I doing?
You missed the first
Yeah.
one.
I'm not in go mode.
Yeah, so the scrolls are normally unlocked by going to the dojos. There are 3 available from the dojo in town, which are the spin attack, rock breaker, dash attack, and downstrike.
Yeah.
Then there's one in Mount Crennel, which lets you do roll attack. There's one in Lake, which lets you do peril beam.
Mm-hmm.
Is it peril beam? Yeah.
Yeah, it is peril.
And then one in Castle, which lets you do sword beam. Yeah.
And then there's...
Yeah, it's that order. And then once you get all of those, you can go to Swamp and you get the Great Spin. Then there are 3 hidden dojos that are hidden in waterfalls. And you unlock them by doing the fusions with the dojos in Mount Crennel, the castle, and Lake Hylia. And they open waterfalls in Swamp, North Hyrule Field, and in Vale Falls. And those 3 are all upgrades to your spin attack. So it's fast spin, so your spin attack charges faster. Fast split, so that the charge bar for being able to create clones speeds up faster. And then long spin, which lets you use your great spin for a longer amount of time, which is very useful in fights.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all of the scrolls and the sword upgrades that you can get in this game.
Yeah. All of the spin attack upgrades are pretty useful for the most part.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can just roll through those Lakitus. You don't need to actually defeat them or anything.
All right, as Nimbus glides around in the skies, we have a couple more donations. We have one $10 donation from Katie saying, "Hey friends, how's it going? Just wanted to pop in here and say good luck to everyone who has been doing RAF. Love you friends, best wishes." And one from Inkade for $30 saying this event was so amazing, it can't already be over. Thanks so much, guys.
Hey, Jabbernet. Oh yeah, I did get the mushroom. I never handed that in.
Yeah.
Oops. It's really easy to forget about the fetch quest items in this. Especially with the Ocarina, because you don't... Once you get the Ocarina, you stop visiting town nearly as much.
Yeah, all of Cloudtops is reachable with just the mitts, but the cape is always just so nice to have because you can just jump over all of the gaps and save a lot of time.
No. But unfortunately, we do have to leave now. That is everything.
Yeah, you have just over 15 minutes left.
That should be enough time to do Fortress, right?
Yeah, you have 3 of the small keys, so you could do a save scum to figure out what's in the back. But there's a lot of stuff in there that you can do, so...
That was an accidental save. Yeah, and once you have all 3 of these caster stones, you can fuse with these statues to blow up this rock and get the Wind Ruins and Fortress.
Why not just do P-Hack Clip?
We could, I do have the ocarina. Push the boulder, thank you. Well, I don't really need to push that boulder, but...
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be leaving Fortress.
Yeah.
At least that way, because you'll be fluting away.
Mm-hmm. That boulder is useful for if you leave Fortress and then come back later, but... We're probably not going to be coming back to Fortress. Both because we can see everything and because we'll... don't really have the time for that.
So here's a demonstration of one of the spots that's really nice to use the remote bombs on, because they just one-shot the Armos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, normally it's like 3 slashes or something. Or you can just drop one
With
bomb.
the 4 sword, I think it's
Yeah.
4 with...
It's a lot more than just one bomb, at the very least.
Yeah. And we're going to need to kill all of the enemies in this section to open up these statues.
Mm-hmm. Except the Golden Octorok, thankfully.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that Golden Octorok isn't always supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Fortress of Winds. And just like Templar Droplets, there are a lot of items there. Oh, hello.
Yeah, that was an Earth element. We'll get that in a few minutes.
And there's bottle percent.
True bottle percent, because we have dog food even.
Oh,
And there's
fun fact
100.
with the Wizrobes. Yay, we're at 100.
Yay.
The Wizrobes, they get insta killed by Lantern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
When
even
you
the
do
fire. Go on.
when you do the figurine game and collect figurines for all of the things in the game, you get a little item description saying what they are and a little thing about them. With the Wizrobes, it says they're vulnerable to fire. And yeah, even the fire Wizrobes you can set on fire, and it will just insta-kill them.
I think that was the Mazal figurine, which... Good timing.
In the vanilla game, you can only collect 130 of the figurines on your first playthrough of the game. The final 6 figurines are all related to Vati and stuff that would be spoilers for the end of the game. So you have to beat the game, and then after you beat the once you beat the game and watch the credits, you get a save prompt, so you can save your game, and you get a little icon, a little Triforce indicator saying that you've beaten the game. And that does 2 things. It lets you get the mirror shield, and it lets you get the final 6 figurines. So if you want to 100% this game, you do need to beat the final boss first, and then come back and do some post-game stuff.
Yeah. And that's why in Hundo, timing ends on picking up the mirror shield rather than beating the final boss.
Yeah.
Which I think is the only Zelda Hundo that doesn't end on the final boss.
And Breath of the Wild Hundo.
Oh, what does Breath of the Wild end?
Final memory.
Okay.
Oh, they don't do 2 fights of it anymore.
Yeah, they changed the rule a couple years ago.
Here. We'll try and cheat again a little bit.
Oh, are we going to
Not
get
as-
portal items?
I'm gonna try and do Armos Clip.
Oh, Armor's Clip. Okay. So
Or no, is
there
it-
are
oh.
a few in this game. There are a few enemy clips which let us like push through dodgy level geometry and collision, and these pushable blocks have funky collision. And if we lure this Armos into the right spot,
He does not.
you're gonna have
Want
to
to be in
smash him from the left.
From the left.
Yeah. Oh, why did he move up? Okay, yeah. You can hit him once more. Okay. You
Oh.
can't hit him again. You're gonna have to pull him over to the right.
Yeah. He
In the
does not wanna
speedrun, we
cooperate.
have an RNG manipulation to make the guy move the same way every single time. But without that, it's a little bit tricky.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You need to pull him all the way over to the far left of the room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tried to get
yeah.
cool strat. If
Oh,
you
he's
get
in
him
a
at the-
perfect. He's in the perfect spot now.
Oh.
There we go. Okay, and then you just roll down into him.
Whoop. Come on. There
There
we
you
go.
go.
If you do that optimally, that's a few seconds faster.
Yeah, like first try, it's about 8 seconds faster than creating clones and going and shrinking at a different spot. Yeah, pulling this lever in the speedrun is really cool. We actually manipulate the movable Armos into crushing us into the stationary one, and we get like squished between them, and then we like whilst we're locked in that spot, we face up and then pull the lever out of and like through the armors without having to activate them.
Mm-hmm. That was like tasks only for a while, right? It was considered to be.
Yeah, and then we
just,
made a setup.
Mm-hmm.
So you have about just over 5 minutes.
Do I do Mazal or the back then? We can probably do Mazal and some of the back. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are over 3/4 through the figurines, at least. The 3/4 mark was 102. So. Right? Yeah. So we're...
Go ahead.
Hmm?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say like 75% in like an hour and a half is not bad.
Not bad at all. And like they said, we're about 5 minutes away from being finished. And if you want to join the raffle, this is your last opportunity to get in. It's a really cool painting, so make sure to get in there.
But yeah, this is Mazal. If you've played Wind Waker, he might look eerily familiar. Nintendo likes reusing this boss design a lot. You just
Hand
shoot
with
the...
eyes.
Yeah.
And Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And SM64. And
there must be some kind of like Japanese mythology around hands floating around, because it's just in too many games, right?
Mm-hmm. Oop, that's not the Mets. Hey, the fortress map.
oh, very useful.
Yes.
Oh no! Oh really?
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, so both seeds apparently were very interesting seeds. Oh. So yeah, I dropped a save there. You need 4 keys to do everything, but we can see everything with 3. So
Yeah.
we'll save, do this section, reset, then do the other section. Oop. Okay.
We have about 2 minutes left. Can we have a countdown when we're getting closer?
Sure thing.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh.
I think you might have enough time to rush through to the statue and the pots.
90 seconds.
Right. Assuming I don't get grabbed, which.
Oh yeah, don't get grabbed. But you just run past them. You don't need to fight them. They don't open a door.
Oh, you mean the Minish portal one, or?
Yeah, the Minish portal one. You can skip that.
60 seconds.
Yeah, we'll skip these.
Remember, you got boots. You've got boots.
I do have boots. And dash attack. Yeah, okay.
Oh, this is giving me glitchless flashbacks.
Just demonstrating how floor masters work. That's all.
Yeah, floor masters have big hitboxes in this game. Well, they grab you from a long distance away, but the hitboxes are actually tiny. They're really difficult to kill.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
We get another figurine.
Come on.
You need to push the statues.
I did not push the statues, right?
I think we'll make this the last one, just at 3 hours.
Okay. Nope. And that's time?
And that's time.
Cool.
104.
So, 104. There we go. Out of 36.
You made it over the 100 mark.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad. Yeah.
All right, thanks so much. Thanks so much again, guys. Got any last words before we sign off?
Sure. So the main shout out I want to give is the Minish Maker Discord. Can you drop the link, Myth? I don't know the stream.
I can get that.
Yeah. So shout outs to the Minish Cap Rando community. Everyone there is great. If you want to get started playing it, it's like probably the most beginner friendly Zelda randomizer, if not one of them. And there's a lot of people there who will help you, get it set up and going. So you can start playing as well if you want. As for me, I stream rarely on Twitch sometimes. If I'm doing a rando race or something, I might be live. Myth, do you have anything you want to plug?
Yeah, just shout outs again to Minish Maker. We are working on developing the randomizer. It's not had many changes in quite a while, but there are a few more devs added to the team that have some cool ideas of how to of new content and stuff to add to the rando. So over the next couple months, it can be quite exciting to see where we're going to take this rando. So yeah.
Yep.
If you're interested at all, just join the Discord.
All right. And thanks so much for all the donation, all the support during this run. Some quick thinking on the behalf of the production crew and the runners to figure out how to salvage some shenanigans by, we assume, Arju. And thanks again. And stay tuned for the upcoming Twilight Princess all dungeons. That's right. All the dungeons in Twilight Princess for the GameCube version going to be coming up in about 15 minutes or so. So thanks again to Nimbus and to Myth for all the hard work, and we'll see you guys soon.
See ya.
Bye.